So this sign says that they built this fence to protect this grave. Hi Flosstube, we're back. My name is Becca and this is Shadow, and you've reached SamBrie Stitches here on Flosstube. This is a channel mainly about cross stitch. There is a little bit of quilting and some wool applique today, which is pretty exciting. This is episode number 109 and it is Wednesday, March 9th. I struggled with recording the video today. I actually messaged my friend Chrissy, FinallyAFarmGirl, and just told her that I was just really struggling with, trying to prepare for the video because today would have been my mother-in-law's birthday. She passed away several years ago, the day before my birthday, so that's also a hard time. She put up with me being married to her son for 15 plus years before she passed. And we did have the opportunity to live in Michigan near them for a year out of our, 15 years that we were married before she passed, just because my husband was a Marine, so we moved around. She was just a very, very kind lady. They took me and the girls in when my husband was deployed to Fallujah in 2006. We drove from Connecticut through Canada to Michigan and stayed with my in-laws for the summer. And that's actually where I stitched the Marine Corps piece that I stitched for my husband while he was deployed. I sat next to my mother-in-law on the couch the entire summer basically and just stitched that for my husband. So it was very therapeutic and a bonding time for both of us. So yeah, today would have been her birthday. Later I will be doing a giveaway in her honor, which was Chrissy's idea. So thank you so much, Chrissy, for being there for me. I really appreciate it. So watch for that giveaway. It's going to be a pretty good one. Also, before I jump into my life recap, I just want to say that my thoughts and my heart and my prayers go out to the people in Ukraine and also to the innocent Russian people who do not want this war. I have tried to do my part. I have put together some TikTok little short videos of freebies and fundraisers that people are coming out with in support of Ukraine. I've posted them and saved them on my Instagram stories, so they're saved. And I think I've done 4, and I think I have another round coming up too. And it's also quilting and cross stitch that I've gathered. It's nothing professional. You can pause the video to write down, who the designer is. But it was just my way of feeling like I was doing my part. At the end of each video, there is a slide that tells you how to support the Ukrainian designers on Etsy as well. So I love how our community has come together and shown their support and their solidarity for Ukraine. I have a finish today that actually started out as something different, but then once Russia invaded Ukraine, it changed for me, and I turned it into a tribute piece. So that was just, a therapeutic way to deal with all this craziness, because it's so hard to comprehend what is happening. I don't even have the words, as Brenda and Laura said in their video. It's hard to say how I'm feeling. I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm worried. So just know that that I support Ukraine, and I also support the Russians that are against this war. And I just pray that it comes to an end quickly. It's just so sad and so scary. So, okay, let us move on. My life recap has not really been a whole lot going on. You saw the pictures at the beginning. I had an oil change on the 24th, so I sat in the waiting room, and that was during Biden's address about the Ukraine invasion. That was emotional because there were some older gentlemen in there that were talking about when they were at war, how they have family members that are in the service that may get called up. And so that was really emotional. It kind of brought me back to when my husband was deployed. And that was just a hard time. So that was that day. I had brought my stitching, so I was stitching through that. That helped. And then my oldest daughter and I, we drove to Gigi's quilt shop. It's in Yelm, Washington. We had just a short window to be able to get there because it's like an hour and a half drive. And I dropped my husband off and pick him up from work. So we had like a 45-minute window. And Gigi's quilting shop is absolutely amazing. But we drove there so that she could pick out fabric for her quilt. So I'll be showing that in the quilt portion as well. So that was quite a drive, and a lot of fun to walk through and see all the fabric. And it's really overwhelming to pick out fabric for a quilt. That's what we've discovered. So I'm excited to show you that, and I'll show you the progress on my younger daughter's quilt as well. My grandkitty Asa got sick again. If you followed me, you know that she had gone to the emergency vet and they diagnosed her with crystals and anxiety. She was on the medicine and special food, and then it came back. And luckily, the emergency vet just let us get some more medicine until her follow-up vet appointment. The vets are all booked up, so it takes like over a month to get in, which is crazy. She seems to be doing fine now. She was on the pain meds for a little bit, and she gets super loopy and silly when she's on those. But so hopefully when she gets to the vet, they'll permanently put her on some anxiety medicine, and she'll continue on that special diet food, and then hopefully she'll be good to go. So that was a little scary because she was back to when the kitties cry, oh my gosh, it's like pulling your heartstrings. Because with the dogs, they don't cry or let you know when they're hurting, but Asa, her cry was heartbreaking. And then I recorded a video with Chrissy, FinallyAFarmGirl, and Linda, Stitchy Linda. It was the first time getting to meet Linda. We did a Nashville Needlework Market video, and thank you all so much for watching that. I think that's one of my most watched videos on my channel. It's insane. It was so much fun, and I loved all the comments about, thanks, now I'm adding to my list and all this other stuff. Well, at the end of the video, when we got done recording, I immediately emailed Janine at Acorns and Threads and added to my pre-order list. I think I've contacted them at least 4 times to add to my list. So I'm really scared to see what my total is on that, but I'm very excited. I'm going to miss the Nashville days at Acorns because it's Friday and Saturday, and I work Friday through Sunday, and I can't just take an unpaid day off to drive down there, unfortunately. So I'll be going down on the 22nd to get together with my beehive mother cluckers at Anna's house. And then I'll be going to Acorns after we get together and grab up my pre-orders and probably grab some more stuff. So, and then after that, we went on an adventure. My husband and I love our adventures. He has every other Monday off, and so we try to go on a drive of some sort. And this time I was super, super excited because my oldest daughter had sent me a TikTok video about this ghost town. And I was like, oh, it's only like an hour-ish from us. So I convinced my husband, because I was like, it's hiking through the mountains. We could do this. So we drove to Franklin, Washington to see the Franklin ghost town. It was a coal mining town. And it was pretty cool. I mean, I think I hyped myself up more than what it was, but it was still really neat. So we hiked up, and most of the forest around there is dead. So it wasn't like super pretty around us, but off in the distance, you saw some pictures, this beautiful, you know, pine trees and all that kind of stuff. But so we hiked to the mine, and it was kind of anticlimactic because, I mean, I assumed it was going to be blocked off, and not that we could go in it, but you really couldn't even see down in it. It was just down in the ground, and they had a grate over it, so you couldn't really see anything. But it was still kind of neat to like be there, and it was just so quiet and calming. And unfortunately, 37 people perished in a fire in that mine. So it was kind of eerie at the same time. And then we kept hiking, you know, the path got narrower and narrower, and we made it to the cemetery. It was kind of like a makeshift type of cemetery. I believe 88 people in total over the decade that town was functioning died there. I don't know how many are buried there, but I took some pictures, and you know, I kind of talked to them, you know, just to say I'm sorry, because I felt like I was walking on their graves, basically, because of how they were all buried. A lot of them were children, young children, babies, young children, and then people in their 30s probably passed away from breathing in the coal. So but then we hiked around and saw some foundations of some buildings that were there, and all in all, I think we hiked, I think he said about 6 miles total or something. We were going to go down to the river, but after doing all the hiking, the path was like crazy steep, and I'm like, I can make it down, but I don't know if I can make it back up. So we saw the river from a distance on that, but it was a really nice trip. And then we stopped at a place that I've been wanting to try forever in Gig Harbor on the way back, called the Lunchbox Laboratory. When we walked in, the first thing that greeted me was they had, and you saw it in the photos, they had a sign for their drink of the month, and it was a fundraiser for Ukraine. It was a Zelensky Rita, I believe it was the name of it, and they were donating $1 of every drink sale to Ukraine. I can't remember exactly what fundraiser or what group it was to, but that was pretty amazing. That made me happy to be supporting a business that was willing to do something like that. And oh my gosh, the food was so good. I had a cinnamon toast crunch milkshake. Oh my gosh, like I wanted to get another one. It was so good. So yeah, we'll be going back definitely. And it's funny thing is, my older daughter and I, when we would go crazy radon hunting, we would be over in that area at Home Goods, and there's a TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and I never even knew that it was right there. We would have been eating there had we known. So now I know. All right, well, that was a lot of talking. We're about 14 minutes in. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my fully finished pieces. I have 3. The first one I think I showed you as a finish, and it was my wool applique that I turned into a pillow. I used my sewing machine. Elvira and I are kind of getting along. But this is it. I modified it quite a bit from the pattern that I got off of Etsy. I think I linked it last time, but I'm not sure. So there's this, and I just used scraps like wool that I had because I have a stash of wool. And then this is the back, and there's my label that my friend Kim had made for me. And so, yeah, so it just sits up here in my display, which I'll be attaching a tour of my St. Patrick's display at the end of this video. So the next finish that I have is my first non-Aida finish. I'm very excited. This is on 32 count old gold Lugana from Fiber on a Whim, 1/1. This was started on my anniversary, June 30th, I think last year, so 2021. So this is a Rae Dunn cup, and you know, it has the rings and forever, and I have a display for me and my husband for our marriage, and our marriage certificates up there. And then this is the top. So I finished Long and Winding Road. Look how tiny that is. I love it. So it kind of sits down in the cup. It took a lot of, I traced the outside of the mug on a sticky board, and then I kept having to trim it down and trim it down and trim it down. And then I put a couple layers of batting to make it puffy. And then I put the piece over it. So it is on top of this mug, and I love it so much. So, I mean, if you're new here, this is Long and Winding Road by Blackbird Designs, and the reason that I stitched this for our anniversary is because my husband and I go on adventures. My friend Erin, Two Martini Stitcher, had stitched this and said that it reminded her of my adventures with my husband, so I had to start it. So I absolutely love this. It turned out great, and I just did some jute around the side. But yeah, that's it. And then my last FFO. So this originally was the Ornament sal that I'm hosting with Colleen, one half of Stitching with the Sisterlies, and Chrissy, FinallyAFarmGirl. Twin Peak Primitives has a Patriotic ornament book that we are stitching ornaments out of. I chose the largest of them all, apparently. And so I had started on that. And then Russia invaded Ukraine. And all of those amazing patterns started coming out of showing your support for Ukraine. So what I did is I combined some. And I don't have all the information, but I do have them on my Instagram. I posted the information. So this is the finish. So this eagle, the flag, is the Twin Peak Primitives pattern. And it did say USA on it. And I changed that to Unity. And then the words are charted exactly how Beth Twist charted it in her freebie. They just fit perfectly here. And the words say, around the world may peace abide. And then over here, there's the dove. This is another freebie, but I can't remember who it's by. And I added a heart. And this is my tribute and my support to Ukraine. The back, I had this fabric, Sunflowers is the flower of Ukraine, so I figured it would be perfect for the backing. Yeah, that's not the right bird, but it works. And then I put this over here because there was an American flag, but I just wanted it to be the sunflowers basically. But that's my label. But yeah, so I'm really, really proud of this. And I just added some Black Lady Creates chenille trim. It came in a grab bag that I got, but there was just enough for this pillow. So I love this. It turned out perfect. I couldn't believe that the writing just fit in there perfectly. I mean, I had to move it around a little bit, but the font and the size and everything is exactly how Beth twist charted it. So, but if you're interested in any of those patterns, you can go to my Instagram or my TikTok, and I have them saved on there. So, all right, let's do some whips. Y'all, I only really have 3 whips. Because I did those finishes. I really concentrated on the pillow finish, but I pulled this out. This I hadn't stitched on in a while, and I got a lot of positive feedback on Instagram over it. I pulled this out because it was calling to me, and I felt, because of everything that was going on and how I was feeling, that this would be perfect. This is by Marjorie Massey. I don't know the name of it. It says Style Prairie, and this is, I think it's Primitif. I think this is just Primitif. So I don't even remember when I started this. It was a while ago. I'm using the called for DMC. This is an 18 count mocha cream from Fiona's Craft Cottage. Fiona's a friend of mine. And what I did is I finished this half of the alphabet. I stitched in piece because I just felt that I needed that stitched in. And then I did a big chunk I did the butterfly and a big chunk of the flowers. But it is so pretty. So I'm going to continue working on this. I think my goal is, so I knocked out the long and winding road. I'd like to get this finished and just try to get my whips finished one by one. I also put the sunflower floss bling from Chris Yo on here because I pulled it out because of Ukraine, and I stitched the word peace because of the conflict. So I just felt that a sunflower floss bling would be perfect. So this next one is a secret stitch that I was told that I could show a sneak peek. So hopefully many of you know that Chrissy, Finally a Farm Girl, has opened an Etsy shop, and she is designing adorable patterns. And I am honored to be stitching one. So this one's not listed yet. I think she's still tweaking it, but I'm going to show you the progress that I have, and then the next time will probably be when Chrissy shows it as a full finisher. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I can't show you the pattern, but this is how far I've gotten. It's a Patriotic Snowman, and look at that. The cardinal with the broom. It's just adorable. So I'm stitching this on 18 count opalescent. This is an unnamed fabric from Bestitchme, but it's similar to Frost or maybe Princess. It's a blue, but it's a little bit darker than Frost, but I think Frost would look really pretty. But opalescent, it just screams winter, the shininess. So this is what I've been working on. I'm trying to get this done so that, you know, Chrissy can release it. So see if we can get that finished. And then the last whip are my husband's elk. If I can open it. So Elk Anthem, First Lady of Cross Stitch. It's a huge, huge, ginormous pattern. And I just worked on it one day and I got 1,225 X's. And it's at 34.67%. So this is where it's at. So you can see the other elk head coming in. And I got a lot of the sky and the fill-in done, but I wanted to get that other elk, the female elk, in. And if you're new here, these elk used to be the bane of my existence. My poor husband, for at least 4+ years, this is a restart, so it's only been about a year, has been joking about these, basically. And I'm finally to the point where I actually really enjoy stitching on it because, one, you know, stuff's starting to show up. It was really brutal when I was up here, you know, starting out. But two, he gets so excited, and he always makes comments about, every time I tell him like how many stitches I did or the percent that I'm at, he always makes jokes that when this is finished, it'll basically be covering his gravestone because of how long it's been taking me. So I was telling my friends when we were at Cheryl's house about it, and I think it was Cheryl that suggested just leaving 1 or 2 stitches out, so that way it's never complete, and then it never, you know, then it doesn't go on his gravestone, basically, because he said it'll be done when he's gone. I'm like, no. And a rule is if we go away for like a getaway overnight, this is the only project I can bring to stitch on. So he's too funny. So I'm really proud with the progress on that, and I'm really enjoying stitching on it as well. So okay, so before I jump into we'll do giveaways, but I'm gonna do well, actually let's do giveaways before I go into quilting and Stitchy Kindness and haul. So giveaways, I drew for the last video was courtesy of Fat Quarter Shop. It was this adorable deer, and the winner is Becky Wilson. So Becky, if you could please just email me, my email will be below, and just put a giveaway winner in the description, or the description of the email, and then I'll get this sent out to you. And I never heard from the person who won the kit that was donated by Chris, so I redrew for that. This is Rescue House, and it comes with all of the floss. You just have to provide your fabric choice, which was very kind of Chris. And I'm so happy to say that Hildy Johnson, you won. Hildy has been such an amazing support to my channel and always leaves just the best comments, and I absolutely love them, and it makes me so happy that she won this. So Hildy, just reach out to me in the email and let me know your address, and I'll get this sent off to you. So okay, so in honor of my mother-in-law's birthday, I'm going to do 2 giveaways. One is going to be US only, and then one will be open to everyone. The one that's open to everyone, I am going to give away my copy of Long and Winding Road by Blackbird Designs. It is not in super perfect condition because it was in my project bag, so the corners are kind of, you know, wonky, but I wanted to give this away because I go on adventures with her son, and I just thank God every day that she had him, basically, because he's absolutely amazing, and he's everything to me and our girls. So this is in honor of my mother-in-law. So the keyword for this is adventure. So tell me if you like what type of adventures you go on, but just make sure it says adventure without the S. And then the one, this is open to everybody. The one that's open to the US only, I have an extra over the rainbow Ray Dunn mug. And this is going to be US only because of shipping. But it's brand new. I had an extra one of these, and I just wanted to share the love on this one. So for this one, just use the word rainbow. So yeah, so those are my giveaways. All right, so let's do quilting. Let me just reach down here and get my haul from Gigi's. So first, my quilting whip. Let me show you. So I am making this. I think this one's a free pattern off of Fat Quarter Shop. And it's a Jelly Roll twist quilt pattern. And I've done 2 rows so far. So here is that. But the funny story with this, as I'm dragging this along here, these were supposed to make 9x9 quilt squares. I don't know where I messed up in the measuring and the cutting and whatnot. I have no idea. And I was so frustrated that I messaged the ladies in our Beehive Cluckers Instagram chat group, and I was just so frustrated. Couldn't figure out what happened. Heather called me, Heather Punky Pearls. I love her to death. She talked me down off a ledge of quitting quilting. And she explained to me a few things about maybe because I changed my foot and all this other stuff, which made sense. So what she suggested was I just trim it all down to 1 block size. So I got I think an 8.5 by 8.5 ruler. And so that's what I did, is I cut them all down so they made 8-inch squares. And I mean, the nice thing with this, it's forgiving, so it doesn't really have to line up too much, and you can't really tell. I mean, they are lining up in some spots, but I love how it turns out. My daughter's super excited. But yeah, she wanted a space theme, so the space fabric's in the middle, and then I found the Jelly Roll quilt. So that's the progress. Yesterday I was working on the second row, and I had to rip out one of the quilt squares 3 times after sewing it, because it was just too small. So I had to rip it out and then try to sew it so that it made the square bigger, so that it would, I don't know what I did for measuring. And I'm really worried about this next one for my older daughter, because it says it's a beginner quilt, and I bought it off of Fat Quarter Shop. It's called Butterfly Dance, and it's designed by Nadra Ridgway of Ellis and Higgs. So it says it's a beginner quilt. I don't know how that's a beginner quilt, but she wanted something like that. And so basically, I think she chose, we have to discuss this again because I'm not 100% sure. I think she chose these 2 as for the wings. Beautiful purples and greens. And then this for the body. It's like a really pretty purple. So you've got these 3. And then this for the rest. Now, the ladies at Gigi's that were helping were not super friendly. It made me kind of sad. I was honest with them. I was like, look, I'm barely working on my second quilt. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is the pattern these are the cuts that I need, or the sizes that I need, they were less than helpful. And it turns out I think they sold me a lot more fabric than I really needed, which is probably good because I apparently suck at cutting, but they didn't know that. So we'll see. But this is gonna be her quilt when I get it started. It's really, really pretty. So she walked around and picked that out, and while she was picking out her fabric for the butterfly quilt, I found this. I'm gonna do it without the shopping bags, but it's a kit and it's got everything in there, so I couldn't pass that up. I'm just not gonna do the shopping bags, and then that can go up on my Bigfoot wall. But I thought that was kind of cute. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do with this because I have no idea what you do with quilt panels. Brand new quilter. But I got this because they had it on display. So, I mean, let me see if I can get it all in there. I'm just gonna keep scrunching it up as I go. How cool is that? So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but it's Patriotic and it's sewing, and I couldn't just leave it there. So I bought it. So I'll figure out what I can do with that. Maybe, I don't know. I was trying to look up like easy patterns for quilt panels, but I didn't really find much. And then as we were at the checkout, I had to hit like $100 or something to get points or whatever. And my daughter spotted this right behind us. Look how cool that puzzle is. I mean, it's Bigfoot, but it's got all these animals. I mean, I'm not really a puzzle person, and who knows when I'll do this, but my husband thought it would be cool if you know, we put it together and then framed it and put it up on our Bigfoot wall. So I got that. Out of the Forest is what it's called, by Eva Nikolskaya. I don't know if I pronounced that right. 850 pieces, 25 inches by 38 inches. That's a big mamma jamma. So we'll see. Okay, let's do some Stitchy Kindness and some haul. I have once again been rendered speechless by the Stitchy Kindness that I have received these past couple of weeks. You all are just so generous. I have no words. I'm speechless. The first gift, I was having a really rough day and it arrived and it brought me to tears. Look at this beautiful card. Sorry, you see the tape. This card is beautiful, and this is from Jenny. I didn't ask if I could say her last name or anything like that, but just wait until you see. She knows me. She really knows me. Look at that. It's a little pincushion, and it's an owl, and it's purple. I mean, wow. And then she was saying here, actually, let me, because I want to give credit where credit is due. She said, I don't know if you already know this, but if you are a sewer and quilter, you have to collect pin cushions. She goes, I know you like to collect things, in parentheses. So she sent me two. And so this one, look at this. So the ceramic one was made by a local potter in her area. And it's beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that. I mean, purple. This is going right by my sewing because I have pins that I'm learning to use pins. But that is just absolutely beautiful. And then she went on to, I want to get this, I put it in a frame. This is a fabric card that it was a hand-stitched American flag, is also from a local artist. Look at that. Look at that. I want to frame this. I don't want to use this card at all. It was hand stitched and it's beautiful. I'm just, or I just put it, I'm going to put it in my display downstairs that I keep up year round. That's also perfect. And she collects buttons. And so she had sent me these buttons. I love them. There's a couple owls. I mean, spoiled me, absolutely spoiled me. And then to go with my pin cushions from Stitchingly Along, Charisse Smith. I think I've seen her on some of the Stash Unloadings. She sent me some pins. Thank you so much, Jenny. These are beautiful and they're definitely going to be used. I love them so much. I had messaged her and told her that it had brought tears to my eyes, basically, because it was a day. The other Stitchy Kindness that I received is from my friend Shannon. She is the Soda Stitcher. She sent me a really nice card. And she sent me this magazine because of this pattern. I love it. Definitely going in my collection. So thank you so much, Shannon. Love it, love it. The other Stitchy Kindness that I received is from the twins, Twin Peak Primitives. They are just so generous and they're a couple of my besties and I love them to death. But they had Diane send me one of their limited edition kits. So this is the bag and that is the pattern. I love this pattern so much. E pluribus unum. Out of many, one. Inside, there was a card, which is very, very nice. There's the limited edition pattern. And Chrissy showed hers, and we're probably gonna stitch this together because we stitch everything together. But y'all, if you are ever wondering what is in one of Twin Peak Primitive's limited edition kits, it comes packaged so nicely. Okay, I have not opened this yet because I didn't want to ruin it. I wanted to show how it comes packaged. But here we go. We're pulling it out. Oh my gosh. These are from XJ, I don't know how to pronounce it, XJU Designs. And they're tied in with this beautiful lace. Oh, wow. Yeah, XJU Designs. Look at these colors. So they send that. And then there's, oh, I remember Chrissy showing these. There's a couple coasters. Well, that's going in my little stitchy table right next to where I stitch. That's super cool. 32 count linen summer khaki from XJU Designs. I'm not sure I'll be using this. We'll see. That's really pretty. And then another package inside the package. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff. There's a little cute nail file. And this needle minder. I love this needle minder. I will definitely be using that. Oh, I wish I would have opened this earlier. I would have had that during my video. I'm a huge tea drinker. I usually like English breakfast tea because I'm scared to try anything else, or I have Irish tea. But chamomile, honey, and vanilla actually sounds good. I'm gonna try that. And then some floss drops. And it comes with a ring. And on the back, it's floss number and it says Twin Peak Primitives. How cool is that? And then a library card type of thing to keep track of progress. That is a super, super cool kit. Oh my gosh. I think that I am just going to keep an eye out for their limited edition kits from now on, because that is pretty awesome. Then they also sent me as a gift the physical copy of the Ornament book. And let me just say, this is good quality. This is very good quality. I had bought the PDF, but I'm keeping this because they signed it. They sent it to me as a gift and they signed it. Love it. This is such a good quality book. And I need to stitch a few more of these for sure. And they came out with an Easter one already that I need to get. They're quickly becoming very addictive in collecting their charts. So thank you so much for sending those to me and thinking of me. And thank you, Diane, for sending them for the twins. A little bit more Stitchy Kindness. Y'all, this wouldn't be a video without showing floss bling from my awesome friend Chris. So she sent me as gifts an Easter floss bling. Isn't that adorable? And that's the back. She sent me a St. Patrick's. I love this one so much. One of these times I'm going to have to go through all the floss bling that I have to show you all, because it's like another addiction. It's hanging next to my floss, and every so often I just love looking through them. They're just awesome. And then I ordered this one. This was the picture that we took at Cheryl's house. Anna actually sent Chris the picture, and then she made this. And then I chose Beehive Mother Cluckers for the back, because at Anna's house we're in the beehive. At Cheryl's house we're Mother Cluckers. So I love this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get another one made when we're together again, because Heather will be there, and then Susan is gonna come hang out with us, Susan Stanley, so it's gonna be fun. All right, I got this off of Stash Unloading, and I believe this is an out of print, and I just loved it so much. This is Garden of Life from Blackbird Designs. That is just, oh, so pretty. So pretty. Friends, the flowers in the garden of life. I don't know if I'll do the words on there, because I love this pattern, so I may, you know, just put something else, or I don't know, but it's so pretty. And then last but not least, this is haul / Stitchy Kindness. Again, it wouldn't be a video if I didn't show any Brandy fabrics. So I get Brandy's neutral. I get a half yard of neutral, and then I get a smaller cut of opalescent for my fabric of the month. And then she sends me the silks and the color options to show y'all. So this was pinks. What did she call it? Life's a Peach. So this is Life's a Peach. This is Melon. Bubblegum. Punch. And Coral. Beautiful. So the color version of the fabric of the month, this is 18 count, and this is a 18 by 29 piece, and this is Life's a Peach. Beautiful, beautiful. It's like springy. So there's that. Oh wait, how does she have this folded? I don't even know. Huh. And then my opalescent vanilla latte. I don't think you can see the opalescent. And then I got a half yard of the regular, these were the Feb of the Month vanilla latte. So my nose is itchy. So for Brandy, a couple of things. I have a discount code. It's a one-time purchase code. If you'd like to try out her fabrics or her silks, you can use a discount code and with your order. Does not work on the boxes, but the boxes are definitely worth every penny to get. She also has the fabric of the month and the silk of the month that you can sign up for as well. So definitely go check out her her information. And that's it. That is it. I have shown everything. I will be doing the St. Patrick's decor tour at the end of this video. And I'm really glad that I recorded this video because I already feel cheered up, I guess. So thank you all for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you all again in a couple of weeks. And happy St. Patrick's Day to those of you who celebrate. That's also my dad's birthday is St. Patrick's Day, so that's pretty cool. So happy stitching, everybody. Okay, so here's the first part of my St. Patrick's display. A lot of redone. I stitched this last year. It's a freebie. I honestly can't remember whose freebie it is though, but it's just a flat finish, and I figured it'd be cute with the gnome holding it. And then this one is a Lizzie Kate. And I finished that into a pillow. So this is the little luck section, Luck of the Irish. And then you move up, and this is my pot of gold section. More redone. And that's not redone, the little leprechaun with the thing, but that was too cute. This is the wool applique pillow finish. That was perfect for the pot of gold section. So there's that. The next one was a dedication to my dad. This is the basically drinking. You know, St. Patrick's Day is his birthday. So this is a with a needle and thread Bread de Gervais. I just finished it into a little round. Moray done, slancha, the candle, an Irish toast. I found that at Goodwill. This pub, I got lucky. I was at Marshall's and they had a few different ones of these. And there was like a couple dog ones, and I was like, oh, I'll think about it. Walked around for a bit more, came back, and somebody had put this back. So I snagged it, and I love it. You could put a candle in it, and then an Irish blessing. This is one of my favorite little displays. Next year, I'll probably stitch something that has to do with drinking or slancha or something. Then you move over here, and here is the rainbow section. So there's my new Over the Rainbow with the little pot of gold on the top. The little Lucky, that is a Stitching with the Housewives pattern. Big lucky sign. Moray done. And my tiered tray. So that's that section. Then you go down, and this is the St. Patrick's display. Just happy St. Patrick's Day. This wooden piece that this shamrock is in, that's hand carved that we got from an Irish store in Ocean Shores. And then that is a freebie that Helen D, East Coast Crafter made. And I just finished it into a little small so that I could just prop it in my display. And then this is another Lizzie Kate that I finished into a pillow. So there's my St. Patrick's display. Oh, these little felt, these are from the felt pod on Etsy. These 3 things. And then we go down, and this is my fun little area. So this is a Cherry Hill Stitchery pattern that a lot of people stitched. Notice prone to malarkey and shenanigans. And I found this at, I think, the Target dollar spot, and it was perfect. And then a lot of little Kiss Me Ray Dunn things. So I figured that was perfect for that. Then you go over here, and this is my Ray Dunn Lucky blanket on my blanket ladder. Hopefully sometime I will be making quilts that go on it. There is that finished. I found this wreath at Goodwill like last year, and I think this is a Cherry Hill Stitchery pattern as well. And it just fit perfectly in the middle of that, and I love that. And then you go over here. Let me see if I can avoid knocking stuff down from recording. Not sure where we bought this plate, but I love it. Then you go down, and I found this little gumball machine at Hobby Lobby. I'm so excited because I have a Hobby Lobby opening 5 minutes from me instead of an hour this week. Super, super excited. Love, that was another freebie, but I'm not sure from who, but I stitched that, which is funny because I found that pillow like in Target dollar spot and it matched it perfectly. And then finally, my first ever wool applique that I did a year ago. So that is my display. I love it. Every time that I put a new display out, I always say that it's my favorite. I think this one is my favorite so far. All right, I hope you enjoyed and that you were inspired.